with the blast shield down, I can't see anything. Use the force, Luke. Use the force. Welcome to Charmont Travel. We lost the battery door for our GoPro, so we're down to waterproof cameras. Welcome to the rainstorm. There are two philosophies on getting wet while riding. One is the new mentality, especially if it's cold, a rain gear. And number two is, if you're gonna eat fried chicken, you're gonna get greasy. You're gonna get wet. Get wet. Unless it's super cold, and then you're gonna need rain gear, or you may die. Rain gear flaps around and flippity flops, and as long as it's not fall or, above freezing, I'm just gonna get wet. Especially if it's a day with scattered showers, because eventually you're gonna dry off. So off the drop training, pro tips as far as you know. Riding in inclement weather. It's important not to panic. But once you've panicked, take a deep breath and just relax. You're gonna be okay. Make sure you check your tire pressure. Check your tire condition. Some tread is preferable. Make sure you're not on a Harley. If you have ABS and traction control, don't rely on it too much. I mean, it's there to save you. That's how I treat that stuff. It's there. That's your last wing and a prayer, your last hope and a prayer there. So just slow down. Slow down, watch out for super high water. If you have a swept up exhaust, you can probably push through some things. It helps if you have someone that knows the area and is more confident and to guide you through high water. Oh shit, I can't include that at all. You're not supposed to drive through high water at all. I was talking off trail. Off trail. I've spoken about being in Arizona during like a flash flood and driving through high water. And to give you some idea of what it's like, I'm going to link to this guy's video who, they're on a couple of adventure bikes pushing through Dead Horse. Now, mind you, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to pull over and, find a safe place. But sometimes when you're going through hell, you just keep going. But anyways, this is what is possible on a motorcycle, on an adventure bike. But it comes with experience. I mean, I had ridden in the rain now and then on older bikes that I had, but not really for any extended period of time. And usually in really, really bad weather, I'd pull over, find a church with a pavilion or an awning or something. But I think my crash course introduction to that, to long distance riding in the rain, was when I went to pick this up and I came back through tornadic storms. We went through the storms and actually stopped the double-decker train that I was on because the cars were rocking back and forth. And we waited for a tornado to pass through before continuing on. I wasn't sure the conductor was going to stop at all, but I think we were rocking so dang bad that he stopped us. But that was pretty wild. But anyways, I had to drive back through those storms on the way home. If I would have stayed, it would have cost me another night in an Airbnb. So I just kind of pushed on, and eventually I'd have to stop. I was pretty far from home. I'd stop and camp, or one night, I think when I was almost home in Akron, I stayed in the hotel because by then I was pretty beat up. I was pretty road weary. It was just incessant going in and out of storms. But as much as it kind of sucked driving into them, punching out of them was a lot of fun. It was you're sort of the hero in your own little movie there. But letting those, like the tortoise and the hare, letting the storms catch up, and then the next morning waking up going, oh god, it overtook me. Of course it was going to, but then you'd have to go through it again, another day drudging through the rain, and then eventually punch out, it can be emotional. A couple things that are a big help in the rain is Rain-X. Rain-X sells a scrub and also a spray that is a huge help in the rain. Make sure you get the Rain-X for plastic though. If you try to use Rain-X for glass, that Rain-X for glass will eat some types of plastic. So make sure you get the right kind. And the second thing that's a huge help is pin lock. Pin lock is an anti-fog device that works a lot like a window pane, minus the, oh, we got a guy coming. Luckily he was paying attention. But right there's a blind corner there. I can't really see around it. The guy came flying around, and I just gave him an escape route, get over as far right as possible in case he was not able to stop. I also didn't want to. It was it's pretty important to get up and go there. I didn't want to lay into it too much, spin out, and end up a speed bump for him. There's not really much you can do about that. I mean, it's not like I could sense him coming with extrasensory perception or something. Maybe a mirror on that corner might be helpful, but even then, I don't know. Oh yeah, we're starting to dry out already. Most of the morning I was up pretty early, but there's a thin band. Oh, that's kind of cool to the left there. Thin gap, in between the rain showers. Or some cloud cover, but not heavy rain. That's what I'm shooting for to the south here. Whole thing's just kind of slowly churning, like from, I guess, churning counterclockwise. Yes, slowly churning counterclockwise. So I think they said something about the polar vortex. It's weird this time of year, but the jet stream dipped down, and so we're getting cold air from up north, which wreaked havoc just recently when it collided with what was coming up from the south, Hurricane Debbie, and sent some tornadoes at the beginning of August, like August 6th, through our area and through Pennsylvania. Well, break in the clouds here. We're saddling up beside a little bit of a rain cloud here on our right. That says do not enter. Looking for a place to pull over and throw the GoPro on. Looks like there's one up here. Now that we're out of the thick of it. What's going to give us the most cinematic footage? I say straight. There we go. We got some wide open loveliness now. Little cumulus. I don't think we have a cumulonimbus. I don't see an anvil anywhere. Isn't that what a cumulonimbus is? Not updraft. It's important to now dry off with wings outstretched. Caw, caw. We're sailing now, boys. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Riders on the storm. Dun, 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 dun. Change your evil ways, or with us you will ride. Try and chase the devil's herd across these endless skies. Yippee-ki-yay, yippee-ki-yo. Oh, this is kind of a treacherous corner. From pavement to dirt, or there's a lot of gravel on that corner. Like a lot more than usual. Not that I've ever been here before, but there's a lot on that corner. Oh, my bum. A little wet, a little sore, but that's how you know it's a good night. You sick bastards. This was a nice little detour. I would call this a good place to live. Rain to the left of me, rain to the right, here I am. That doesn't look so bad, right? Back to 87. That road went nowhere. I chose this way because I feel better about it. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies. Being soaking wet on a hot day has a nice effect. It's like wearing a cooling vest unless you hit drier air. Looks like cumulonimbus. That's a cumulonimbus. And I think those are ice. Can't tell which way the upper level's moving. We got rain up ahead. Oh wow, look at that. Would you look at it? Just look at it. Look at there. I did this a lot when I lived in Pennsylvania when I was learning to ride. These were my favorite days, these scattered shower days. It's like I'm going to take a hit up here. Oh, that's stunning. Never really had the money for a big trip when I lived over there. So that's what I do. I ride the storms. Storms. That looked cool, but it cost us some gas. I think this equipment's about to get a cool down. Probably gonna have to pull this GoPro now without the battery cover. Not sure how much wet it can take. Better safe than sorry. And now it's just a soggy ride home. But what an awesome ride. What an awesome experience. I probably should have filmed leaving town, how it was such of a downpour. So today has been a day of dynamic weather, and I'm interested to hear what all of you think. Down in the comments, I'd like to know, do you enjoy riding in inclement weather? You like riding in the rain and thunderstorms or windy weather? Or are you just a fair weather rider? I think I'm both. I think if I had to choose between, always riding in sunny weather or, the chance that you could get soaked, I think I'd always go for the chance. I think I just, maybe for short rides, I think it's better to have, fair weather, have nice weather. But I think the long rides, like the ones where you can move in and out of, different climates, different weather patterns, get wet, dry off. I mean, you really are after a day of riding. I mean, if you're moving in and out of scattered showers, there's not much of you that's still wet if you've been riding all day. Maybe your undercarriage a little. Oops. Oh, okay, there's another tip there. I got a little squirrely on me. And, you're not supposed to ride in the middle of the road, obviously, because grease slicks. Well, that becomes more prominent when it's raining, because everything that's been setting, especially if it's been dry for a long time and then all of a sudden starts to rain, the road surface itself becomes slick. All those oils float up to the surface. So a trick for riding in the rain is to ride in the actual tire tracks of the vehicle ahead of you. You can, you don't have to be very precise, but the vehicle ahead of you will actually dry the road for you. They'll throw, their tires, their radial tires, whatever, will throw all of the water out of that little trough. And it takes a little bit for that water to go back in. I mean, unless you're going through standing water or something, but a wet surface like this, it's probably only, I don't know, a few millimeters thick, or maybe a little bit lighter, a fraction of a millimeter. It provides a lot grippier surface for you to ride in. And you really actually do notice a difference in certain conditions. Not only is the road stickier here where all the tires are literally leaving the rubber on the road, but it's also dry. So just something to keep in mind. I guess you could liken it to riding in a rut on a dirt road. Or maybe it's the opposite. But it can feel a little bit like that on the bars, like you're going in and out of a rut. Big thing is just to give yourself some distance too. Don't hug the vehicle in front of you. Give yourself time to stop. Anti-lock brakes or no, it's going to take you a little bit longer. It's an unsafe world we live in. You can take all the precautions you want. Try to prepare for as many possibilities as possible. It's always a balance between hiding in your home and enjoying your life. It's like anything else. The more you do it, the more comfortable you become at it. It's impossible to ride long distance and not encounter weather. So I would say practice. I mean, don't go out in a tornado warning. Don't go out in a hurricane unless you're shade tree surgeon. Unless you're a trained professional. But practice in different kinds of weather. Practice on back roads. If you're in a city, practice in a parking lot, practicing on your road, or go around your block. Short trips. I was in such a hurry, I forgot my brake free today. Would have been a good day to have it. As rainy as it is, anything that would help my visibility. But it is still daylight, so I've got that going for me. And you may choose to pull over if it's hailing. The hail does hurt. Big cold rain droplets sting, but hail hurts. And if you notice a storm cloud is turning green, that usually means there's hail, there's ice in it. There's a big updraft, and that light, the sunlight that's reflecting off the cloud, gives it a green hue. I don't know if it's as simple as yellow and blue make green, but man, today was awesome. So I suppose that's it for today. I know it wasn't very a profound lecture on anything, and I didn't really go anywhere, but a day like today, you don't go anywhere. You just ride. And who wants to sit somewhere when you're all soggy anyway? I don't want to go back and look at it. It's way down there. I know that truck. That ain't no stranger. That's a Ford fucking Ranger. So I will leave you where we started. At the park.